All right, let's talk about something that looked like it could have been in a little bit of jeopardy because of some recent moves that Marvel and Netflix have been taking. And I'm looking at you, Ironfist, and I'm looking at you, The Defenders. But the batting average for the Netflix Marvel shows is actually pretty good. I watched the first 3 episodes of Luke Cage Season 2 on Friday before we went live, and then I proceeded to watch everything else over the weekend. So I put in a good 10 hours of television time watching the full season, and I had a terrific time, man. I love this show. I love the flavors of the show. I love, and I talked a little bit about this in my early review last week, but I love that there's so much time spent on the music of these episodes and the musical guests that they have throughout the season. KRS-One pops up. We've got, fantastic blues musicians, fantastic reggae musicians, great kind of soulful singing all the way through, and you see the characters, react to the music and sort of interact with the music, which is so great. The nightclub, feature Heaven's Paradise or Harlem's Paradise, which features so prominently in the storyline and is a major set piece. Like, everybody congregates there. The whole, suburb or the whole area of Harlem comes to party and let loose and connect with each other there. It's, of course, Alfred Woodward's Marion Stokes. I forget what her name is. It's Mariah. Yes, Mariah Dillon or Mariah Stokes. It's her hangout and her place, and she just likes to sort of sit in the roost and look down at everybody and feel the music and feel like she's in charge. And of course, she gets confronted by Bushmaster in season 2, and I think the reason why season 2 is so effective, and I liked it more than season 1, is that the villains don't let you down. I loved Cottonmouth in the first season, but if you watch that season, and I'm spoiling a little bit here, he is removed from the show a little bit too soon. And then we have Diamondback, or Diamond, I think it's Diamondback, comes in and is just punching Luke Cage, and it just felt a little bit like we went into, full-on comic book mode when so much of season 1 was sort of grounded and felt realistic and felt like, we were actually in Harlem, that we could understand. And season 2 doesn't really do that. Even though Bushmaster has got some abilities and some augments from some of the herbs and some of the, the ingredients that he sort of imbibes, he still there's a believability there. And we even get this incredible kind of backstory with Bushmaster, where we go to Jamaica and we see why he's got so much hatred for, I always forget her name, for Mariah Dillon, who says Mariah Stokes, and he's always saying Mariah Stokes because the Stokes family really did terrible things to Bushmaster's family, and we see a little bit of that, and I thought that was fantastic. And we also see the pain that Mariah Stokes has got, and she's got family members that she's got to contend with, and we see the ripple effects. We feel the ripples of the heaviness of that happened in season 1 as well. This is a show where consequence is, wonderfully illustrated on screen, and we see in Luke Cage, played by Mike Coulter, this guy that's sort of, bounced around, and he's his bulletproof skin has kind of put him in the middle of all of this conflict and hatred, and sometimes it's against his will, but he also starts to really appreciate his opportunity and his responsibility, and he kind of revels in it a little bit. And there's a little bit of a Luke Cage celebration going on around Harlem. People are wearing his t-shirts, and everybody knows him, and he's become a bit of a celebrity until he gets punched out by Bushmaster, and then he's sort of, they show a little bit of Luke Cage's frailty in here, and also his hurt ego. It's just so many layers and so much subtlety and so much wonderful filmmaking, coupled with this incredible soundtrack. I was just in heaven. I thought it was just magnificent. Also, Iron Fist does come back into this show, and he actually does a pretty good job being a good partner to Luke Cage and training him and teaching him how to kind of breathe and feel, a little bit more centered, and not to feel like he's just this clenched guy that's just ready to explode all the time. And we see that sort of arc and that transformation throughout the season as well. I loved it, and some of the horrible crimes have repercussions, and some of the awful things that some characters do they get karma. They get some, some payback, which was really cool to see. I loved Missy Knight in this season as well, and Theo Rossi, who plays Shades, is also really, really fun to watch. Totally bottled up. He's got this kind of secret life from his prison relationships that he's trying to keep away from Mariah, who has become a big love interest for him in season 2. And there's just, it doesn't pull any punches. There's some really heavy, violent sequences in here. There's some great fight scenes, and there's some horrific crimes that are committed. And because of that, the sort of maturity of the show, just like in Daredevil, just like in Jessica Jones, really bubbles to the top and makes it unique and makes it special. And also, I really hope that Disney keeps its gloves off of this Marvel Netflix kind of relationship, like with The Punisher as well. We're getting these shows that are sort of the R-rated look at, the street crime in the Marvel Universe. And it's done so exceptionally well, and Luke Cage is very special. I loved season 2. I can't wait for more, and I think we're going to have a long wait. But hopefully the rest of the Marvel and Netflix partnership is as good as this. I'm going to give season 2 of Luke Cage a 9 out of 10, and I recommend that you watch all of season 1 and all of season 2 if you haven't yet. I think you're going to be very impressed.